Hey there, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here, especially if you're someone over 60 who's trying to stay informed, feel better, and take care of your health in smart, simple ways. Now let me ask you something. Have you been feeling a bit more tired lately? Maybe your muscles cramp up at night for no reason, or your sleep just doesn't feel as restful as it used to. Maybe your heart feels like it skips a beat sometimes, or your mood has been a little off lately. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to lean in for a moment, because what I'm about to share could be one of the most overlooked keys to feeling better after 60. Today, we're talking about magnesium, one of the most important minerals in your body, and one of the most commonly missed by seniors. You see, most people don't realize just how much magnesium does. It's not just some optional vitamin you hear about in passing. Magnesium is involved in over 300 functions in your body, from keeping your heart beating steadily, to helping your muscles relax, to calming your nervous system so you can sleep. It even supports your memory, your energy levels, your digestion, and yes, even your mood. But here's the thing. After the age of 60, our ability to absorb magnesium drops. On top of that, if you're taking common medications like water pills for high blood pressure, antacids for indigestion, or even some diabetes meds, they can quietly drain magnesium from your system over time. That's why so many older adults are walking around with low magnesium levels, and they don't even know it. Instead, they just assume the symptoms are part of aging. But they don't have to be. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 warning signs that your body might be running low on magnesium, and what you can do to start feeling better again naturally. So grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's start with the very first warning sign. You might recognize it from your own life. Number 1. Muscle cramps, twitching, or tightness. Now, we've all had the occasional leg cramp, right? But if you find that you're waking up in the middle of the night with a sharp, twisting pain in your calf, or if your eyelid has been twitching on and off for days, that's not just random. That could be your body begging for magnesium. You see, magnesium helps your muscles relax. Without enough of it, your muscles can become overly sensitive and start to contract when they're not supposed to. That's what causes those painful spasms. And it's not just about the pain. Magnesium deficiency can lead to something called neuromuscular excitability. That's a fancy way of saying your muscles and nerves are overstimulated and jumpy. It can feel like restlessness, tightness, or like your muscles just don't want to calm down. Some people describe it as feeling wired and tired. Their body is tense, their legs feel jumpy, but they're also exhausted. And that brings us to the second major warning sign. Number 2. Fatigue, chronic tiredness, low energy. Let me be clear. Getting older doesn't mean you're supposed to feel like you're dragging all day. You are still meant to have vitality, energy, zest for life. But magnesium plays a critical role in how your body produces energy at the cellular level. Without it, your cells can't create or store energy properly. It's like trying to run your home with a flickering power supply. Things just don't work right. You might feel like you're running on empty. You wake up tired. Simple tasks wear you out. And no matter how much you rest, it's like your body never fully recharges. Some seniors even start to feel a little depressed, and that makes sense. Because when your body is low on magnesium, your brain can't regulate stress or mood the way it should. So if you've been dealing with muscle cramps, twitching, or overwhelming fatigue, don't just brush it off as aging. It could be your body telling you it's missing something essential. And remember, these signs don't always show up one at a time. They can overlap. You might feel both fatigue and tight muscles, or cramps and poor sleep. It's all connected. Now, let's keep going. The next sign has to do with your sleep, and it might just explain those nights of tossing and turning. Let's talk about something most of us don't get enough of: sleep. Warning sign number 3. Trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. Now, if you're over 60, you've probably noticed that sleep isn't what it used to be. Maybe it takes you longer to drift off. Maybe you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, or maybe your sleep feels light, like you never really reach that deep, restorative rest anymore. What's behind it? Well, magnesium plays a quiet but powerful role in regulating melatonin, which is your body's natural sleep hormone. It also helps calm the nervous system, easing your body and brain into a state where deep sleep can happen. Without enough magnesium, you may feel mentally tired but physically tense. Your muscles won't relax. Your mind may race. You feel restless, like your body just won't let go. This isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when your heart slows down, your brain processes memory, and your immune system resets. Without good sleep, everything suffers: your mood, your blood sugar, your balance, your memory. And if magnesium levels are low, fixing sleep becomes an uphill battle. But here's where it gets even more serious. Warning sign number 4. Irregular heartbeat or heart palpitations. Now I want you to listen closely to this one, because this is where magnesium deficiency starts stepping into more dangerous territory. Magnesium is essential for keeping your heart rhythm steady and your blood pressure balanced. It works closely with calcium and potassium to send electrical signals that control how your heart beats. When you don't have enough magnesium, those signals can become erratic. Some people feel flutters. Others feel like their heart is skipping a beat. Some even feel sudden pounding in the chest for no clear reason. Now, occasional palpitations can be harmless. But when they're frequent, and especially if they come with fatigue, dizziness, or shortness of breath, it's a red flag. This could be your heart reacting to low magnesium. And seniors, this is especially important for anyone taking diuretics or heart medications. These drugs can deplete magnesium without warning, putting your heart at risk even when you're following your doctor's orders. That's why it's so important to know the signs. So let's review quickly before we move on. Cramping or twitching muscles, feeling tired all the time, trouble falling or staying asleep, heart skipping beats or fluttering. If even one of those sounds familiar, don't ignore it. You could be magnesium deficient and you wouldn't be alone. Let's keep going. The next sign we're going to talk about is one that shows up not in your body, but in your mood. Let's talk about something that affects how we feel, mentally and emotionally. Warning sign number 5. Anxiety, irritability or mood swings. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just part of getting older? Sure, life changes after 60. Kids are grown, routines shift, and sometimes health issues creep in. But if you're feeling unexpected mood changes like waves of sadness, restlessness, or feeling easily overwhelmed, it could be more than just the ups and downs of daily life. Low magnesium levels have been shown to interfere with your brain's ability to regulate stress and emotion. Magnesium helps control the release of cortisol, your stress hormone, and it supports serotonin production, the hormone that helps you feel calm and content. Without enough magnesium, your body might constantly feel on edge. Small annoyances become big ones. You might feel more anxious in situations that never used to bother you. Or you might just feel mentally foggy, even if nothing major is wrong. And unfortunately, this often gets brushed off, especially in older adults, as simply being emotional or too sensitive. But really, it could be your brain running low on support. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that's much more measurable. Warning sign number 6. High blood pressure. Here's something many people don't know. Magnesium actually helps your blood vessels relax. It keeps the walls of your arteries and veins flexible so that blood can flow more freely. But when magnesium is low, your blood vessels tighten up. They become more rigid. And what happens when your blood is trying to push through narrower, tighter tubes? You guessed it, your blood pressure goes up. In fact, many studies have linked magnesium deficiency with higher risk of hypertension, heart disease, and even stroke. It's no coincidence that magnesium is sometimes called the natural calcium channel blocker, because it calms the same pathways that blood pressure medications try to regulate. So if you're on blood pressure medication but still struggling to keep your numbers in check, it might be time to ask if magnesium is the missing piece. And finally, we come to a symptom that's often dismissed as a circulation issue or simply a side effect of aging. Warning sign number 7. Numbness, tingling, or that pins and needles feeling. Have you ever sat too long and your foot falls asleep? That's normal. But if you feel tingling in your hands, feet, arms, or legs, without clear cause, or if it's happening more often than it used to, this might be a nerve signal issue. Magnesium plays a huge role in how your nerves send messages throughout your body. Without enough, your nerves may misfire, which shows up as numbness, tingling, or strange buzzing sensations in the limbs. For some people, it's mild. For others, it becomes chronic. Either way, it's your nervous system waving a little red flag. Asterisk. So let's take a breath and check in. We've now covered all 7 of the major warning signs your body could be low on magnesium. 1. Muscle cramps or twitching. 2. Chronic fatigue. 3. Trouble sleeping. 4. Irregular heartbeat. 5. Mood swings or anxiety. 6. High blood pressure. 7. numbness, or tingling. Even just one or two of these showing up regularly is worth paying attention to. But now you may be wondering, what causes low magnesium in the first place, especially if you try to eat healthy? That's exactly what we'll look at next. By now, you might be asking yourself, if magnesium is so important, how did I end up not getting enough? It's a great question, and the answer isn't always obvious. In fact, many seniors are magnesium deficient without doing anything wrong. Let's break it down. One of the biggest reasons is this. As we age, our bodies naturally absorb less magnesium from the food we eat. Even if your diet is decent, your digestive system just isn't as efficient at pulling magnesium out of your meals as it was when you were younger. This means you might not be getting enough, even if you think you are. But that's just the beginning. Here's the second cause, and it's a big one: medications. Yes, many common prescriptions taken by older adults can actually drain magnesium from your system without you even realizing it. Here are a few examples. Diuretics, often called water pills for high blood pressure, flush out fluids, and magnesium along with them. Proton pump inhibitors used for acid reflux can interfere with magnesium absorption in the gut. Certain diabetes medications, antibiotics, and even some cancer treatments can also contribute to loss of magnesium. So, if you're on any long-term medications, even ones you've taken for years, they could be slowly depleting your magnesium stores. Another sneaky cause: stress. Yes, physical, emotional, even mental stress burns through your body's magnesium reserves. And let's be honest, just living in today's world with its noise, demands, and non-stop worries can feel like a full-time stress load. If you've gone through grief, illness, surgery, financial concerns, or caregiving challenges, your body has been using up magnesium to cope. Next, we have poor diet quality. Sadly, even many healthy foods today don't contain as much magnesium as they used to. Over-farmed soil and processed food manufacturing have stripped magnesium out of a lot of the modern food supply. And if your meals are high in white flour, sugar, caffeine, or alcohol, those can actually block or flush magnesium before your body has a chance to use it. Even excessive calcium supplements, which many seniors take for bone health, can throw off your body's magnesium balance. These minerals work together, and if one gets too high, it can suppress the other. So let's recap some of the most common causes of magnesium deficiency after 60. Natural decline in absorption with age. Common medications: chronic stress. Modern low magnesium food supply, high intake of caffeine, sugar, alcohol, or calcium. Undiagnosed medical conditions like diabetes or digestive issues. Now, the good news is, magnesium deficiency is easy to reverse once you know what to look for. And that's what we'll cover next. Let's talk about magnesium-rich foods and what kind of supplements may help you feel stronger, calmer, and more energized. So now that we've uncovered the warning signs, and you understand what causes magnesium levels to drop, especially after 60, let's get to the part that gives you hope. What can you actually do about it? First, the most natural and powerful step: eat more magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium doesn't have to come in a pill. In fact, some of the most magnesium foods are also delicious and easy to prepare, especially if you're cooking for one or two. Here are some of the best magnesium-rich foods you can start adding to your plate today. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Nuts and seeds, especially almonds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and sunflower seeds. Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and oats. Beans and legumes, think black beans, chickpeas, and lentils. Avocados, not just trendy, they're actually loaded with magnesium. Bananas and dried figs for a sweet option. Dark chocolate, yes, in moderation, it's a healthy magnesium booster. Now here's something important for those over 60. It's not just what you eat, but how your body uses it. You could be eating well, but if digestion or absorption is poor, you may still come up short. That's where supplementation may help. But before you grab any bottle off the shelf, let's talk types. There are several kinds of magnesium supplements, and not all are created equal. Some are better absorbed. Others may cause digestive issues like diarrhea or cramping, something we definitely want to avoid. Here are a few senior-friendly magnesium types to consider. Magnesium glycinate, gentle on the stomach. Good for sleep and anxiety. Magnesium citrate, well absorbed. May help with constipation. Magnesium malate, good for energy and muscle pain. Magnesium threonate, crosses the blood-brain barrier. Potentially helpful for cognitive health. Dosage matters, too. Most older adults benefit from 250 to 400 milligrams per day. But it's always smart to check with your healthcare provider, especially if you're taking other medications or managing a condition like kidney disease. And remember, magnesium works best when combined with other healthy habits. For example, stay hydrated. Magnesium needs water to do its job inside your cells. Cut back on caffeine and alcohol, which both deplete magnesium. Move your body daily. Even light walking or stretching helps your body use minerals more efficiently. Manage stress. Breathing exercises, meditation, or quiet time in nature can lower cortisol and preserve magnesium. So to recap, eat magnesium-rich whole foods every day. Consider a supplement, the right kind. At the right dose, support absorption with good hydration, movement, and less stress. In the next segment, we'll break down what can happen if you ignore magnesium deficiency and why fixing it could be the single most important thing you do for your health this year. Let's talk about long-term risks and how to protect yourself now. Now that we've covered the signs, the causes, and how to naturally boost magnesium levels, it's time to ask the big question. What happens if you ignore it? What's the cost of going year after year, magnesium deficient, without even realizing it? Well, I'll be honest, the long-term risks are nothing to take lightly, especially after 60. Let's start with your heart. Magnesium plays a key role in regulating your heartbeat. When levels are low for too long, it can lead to irregular heart rhythms, also known as arrhythmias, higher blood pressure, and even an increased risk of sudden cardiac arrest. That's not an exaggeration. Studies show that people with chronically low magnesium are significantly more likely to suffer heart complications, especially as they age. Now let's talk bones. Most people think of calcium when they think of bone health, and that's true. But here's what they don't tell you. Magnesium helps your body absorb calcium properly. Without it, calcium can actually build up in the wrong places like your arteries while leaving your bones brittle and weak. That means your risk of osteoporosis, fractures from even minor falls, and poor healing after injury all go up if you're magnesium deficient. Now, onto something that scares a lot of people as they age: cognitive decline, memory lapses, brain fog, losing your train of thought mid-sentence. All of these have been linked to low magnesium levels in the brain. In fact, magnesium is so essential to brain health that some researchers are exploring its role in protecting against Alzheimer's and dementia. When your body doesn't get enough, the neurons in your brain become less flexible. They don't fire as efficiently. This leads to slower recall, trouble focusing, increased anxiety or depression, and over time, higher risk of neurodegeneration. And let's not forget muscle and nerve health. Without magnesium, muscles are more prone to cramps, weakness, tremors, and even restless leg syndrome. Your nerves also rely on magnesium to communicate properly, which means low levels can make you feel jittery, on edge, or even interfere with sleep. Now here's the bigger picture. If left untreated for years, magnesium deficiency becomes a silent saboteur, quietly impacting every major system in your body. It doesn't scream for attention, until one day, it does, in the form of a serious diagnosis, a fall, a stroke, or a frightening trip to the ER. But the good news is, it's not too late. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you can start restoring your magnesium levels today, and give your body a fighting chance to recover, rebalance, and thrive. So don't ignore the signs. Take action. Your heart, your bones, your brain, and your future depend on it. Your body is wiser than you think, and sometimes, it's just trying to whisper for help. You've got the knowledge now, and that's a powerful first step.